We are live on Facebook. Actually, we're not on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Are we on YouTube? Anyway, I used to go live all the time. It's Friday the 13th. So maybe it's not a good day to go live for my first time on my new YouTube channel on Friday the 13th, but let's see how it works. I want to talk to you a little bit about a national story about a slowdown in sales. It was on MSNBC, I believe. The rate, the dip in sales was 8.4%. They used December into January, which I don't think is a great idea because obviously December is always slow. January is usually slow as well. So I don't know if it's a great comparison. I prefer year to year, like January of 26 compared to January of 24. I'm going to do that for you here shortly. But again, nationally, that dip was 8.4%. from December to January. In Rhode Island, listen to this, again, smaller sample, one state and a small state at that, 30% decline from December to January in sales. Is that a trend? I don't think so. But if it lasts a few more months, I'll be back on here telling you it was a trend. If I do compare January to January, which I did, single family home sales, January 26 compared to January 25, down 9%, still pretty big. But again, is it a trend? Unclear whether it's a trend. Here's what you need to know as a buyer or a seller. If you're a buyer, this is great news. This means sellers are looking at those stats and they're thinking to themselves, hey, I've got to be more negotiable or I'm not going to sell my house. That's probably what's happening. And if you're a seller, here's the thing. People are used to pricing a little bit higher than maybe the house should be and getting that amount of money. Doing that late in the year in December is probably definitely not a good idea. But again, for sellers, you need to pick the right price. You need to find an agent like me who is going to be completely honest with you about what the price should be. I'm not going to just automatically go, yeah, let's list it at that because I want to get the listing. I want to make sure your house sells. So the pricing right now, as this market changes, is huge. So that's for the seller to know. The seller needs to know you've got to be somewhat aggressive on the price. I'm not saying give it away, but I'm also not saying don't try to get maybe that extra $20,000, $30,000 because if that makes the house sit for longer, you're losing money, right? And again, for buyers, this is great news that the supply is down. It's going to go back up. But the supply is down. For the buyer, this means more negotiable sellers, at least in my opinion. If you have any questions about that, I'd love to talk to you about it. I'm in Rhode Island. I'm also licensed in Massachusetts. Thanks for watching this first live shot from Walt Buteau, the former investigative reporter, now an investigative realtor. I don't know if that works, but anyway, thank you for watching.